Hi, I'm Robert Vecchio.
And I'm Steve Pulowski.
Welcome to this week's edition of the Wiccan Forum. We are coming to you from Practical Magic 2 in Pompton Lakes, New Jersey. This is a talk show where we talk about Wicca, which is a nature-based, peace-loving religion, where our main principle is do as you will, but harm none. Whatever you put out there in the world will come back to you 3 times, basically known as karma. We are here to enlighten people about Wicca. Sometimes we'll have guests that have just performed the ritual for a full moon or for a holiday, otherwise known as Espats and Sabbats, respectively. We will also have guests sometimes that don't agree with our opinions and have different views upon different things. This time we're going to talk a little bit about stones, because we have no current articles. The first one right here is going to be citrine, which is good for money, and good for peace and harmony.
And self-confidence, right?
Yeah. I know with citrine, you're supposed to keep it in your wallet next to the bills, of not your coin part, and it's supposed to bring in bills to you, not bills like in JCPenney and PSA&G, but in bills as in like the 20 and the 10. So the next one is, we just got in, it's chrysocolla, which is good for creativity, just having a mental day. The next one is amethyst, which is good for psychic ability.
Amethyst is also good for helping cure your addictions.
Oh, okay. Then lodestone, what you do with lodestone is you put, if you want to attract somebody to you, you put a lodestone on their picture and a lodestone on your picture, and it attracts them together. So if you also want money and health and happiness, you do the same thing. I'm going to put it on a picture of a house because I want a house. Next one is clear quartz. Is just an equal enhancer stone. I know there's better words for that, but then there's rose quartz, which will bring in love to you, and I don't really want that right now. And the next one is amazonite, which gets rid of fears and negativity and success for gamblers. So anyone going down to Atlantic City, pick up some amazonite at your local metaphysical center. Okay, anything else you'd like to add to the stones?
Not really.
Okay, our guest today just finished his Imbolc ritual. It was his first ritual that he's ever performed. Please welcome to the show, Manny Ali. Hello.
Hi. Welcome.
Thank you. First of all, I have to congratulate you. It was a great ritual.
Thank you.
Full of energy.
Thank you.
Very good. A lot of energy.
Thank you. Glad to hear it.
This being your first ritual, how did you prepare for it?
Well, I was told a couple months ago that I would be doing the ritual, so really within a few days of knowing that I was going to be doing the ritual, I actually had an idea of what I was doing, and I have a couple books at home, so I just read up on those and basically took it from there.
Okay. Now, you were told a couple months ago, are you performing a full moon ritual?
Yes, I will be performing the April full moon ritual,
okay,
which is the egg moon.
Otherwise known as, there's other moons, storm moon maybe? Wind moon?
It's very possible, but I'm not really sure off the top
I
of
know
my head.
the egg moon is not the most common name for the April moon.
No, it's not.
I can't remember it offhand. Okay. How did you get started in Wicca?
Well, I actually have to say that I did have a slight interest in it when I was younger, but I never really pursued it past that then. And then as I got older, I started to realize that I would pick up a book here and there. And then I actually just kind of fell into it last year, the year before.
How did it feel running your first ritual?
It was a little nerve-wracking, being that it was the first time I had done one in front of people, let alone at all. So, but I've been to many rituals before, both Espats and Sabbats, so I had a pretty good idea of what I was doing and what needed to be done.
The way you ran the ritual, it was amazing. It wasn't like it was your first one. It was like you've been doing it your whole life.
Thank you.
Well, you've been to a lot, so
yes,
you fed off other people.
Yes.
What was your biggest inspiration for it?
In regards to?
The whole concept. Well, why don't you explain the concept of Imbolc?
Well, Imbolc is the midpoint between Yule and Astara. It's a time where the winter's starting to go to sleep, and we're going to be welcoming back the spring. Also, a holiday, not really a holiday, but a day that we celebrate every year that's based off of Imbolc is Groundhog's Day, which in this area is Punxsutawney Phil. So,
did he see his shadow? Does anybody know?
I believe he did.
I think that's what I heard.
I believe he did. So basically, I just took it from there. Imbolc is also a time of renewed creativity. It's when, you know, the poets start going, and you also have a time of fertility as well for, you know, the summer and the fall babies and stuff like that. So.
Well, it's also the Festival of Lights to honor Bridget, which is the Celtic goddess. Candlemas.
Mm-hmm.
Bridget is the Celtic goddess.
Triple goddess.
Nice. Now, I asked Janice, who was on our first episode, this question: how do you incorporate Wicca into your everyday life?
I incorporate it in trying to be more respectful towards everything. Obviously, as discussed previously, a big thing in Wicca is the threefold law. So I try to put out as much good as I can and try and reduce the negative I put out. And then just, you know, being respectful of nature and things like that.
Do you meditate or anything like that on a daily basis?
I try to, but it doesn't really work out like that sometimes.
That I can understand. Everybody has a busy schedule.
You can never clear out your head enough to meditate for that long.
Absolutely.
But in the next couple of weeks, we will be having Liana on the show, and she does a great spirit guide meditation and chakra cleanse meditation, which we've all enjoyed in the past.
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
What do you think is the biggest misconception people have about Wicca?
I'd say what we believe. A lot of a lot of the uneducated believe that Wicca is about worshiping the devil, whereas Wiccans don't believe in the devil. They, you know, Wicca itself just has a lot of negative misconceptions about it, which, you know, I can understandably dates back to, you know, the ancient older times when people didn't really understand what Wicca was about, where it was just, you know, the Christians and the Catholics, and not trying to insult anybody else, but that's, you know, that was really one of the premier religions.
Well, a lot of people see the horn god as a symbol of the devil, and it's really not. The horns mean peace and wisdom.
Exactly.
So a lot of people take that up wrongly. Actually, we don't believe in the devil. We don't believe in hell, and I personally believe this world is hell. I mean, I don't think that...
Compared to what's after? Yeah.
Exactly. I don't think when you go in the afterlife, we don't have drugs, alcohol, you know, all the temptations that we're given. And
absolutely right.
I think that we have to go through this in order to achieve what we're meant to achieve.
Mm-hmm.
We need to find out answers about ourselves and pass it on to other lives. Which we'll be talking to Bridget in the next couple of weeks also about a past life regression in March, and that's also amazing. I was actually a clown in a past life, and I can't stand clowns. So if there's any clowns watching, sorry. But you're more than welcome to come on the show and talk to me. I just don't wear the makeup.
Can you tell us about the colors that you picked out for tonight's ritual and why you chose those colors?
Well, I did do a little research online, and a lot of the research I come up with, it had been examples and samples of previous Imbolc rituals, and a lot of them came up with the red, which is representative of the sun, which, as I said before, Imbolc is about, you know, welcoming back the sun to bring upon the spring, and the white is representative of the goddess Bridget. So since I had a red altar cloth, I wanted to sparse a little white in there, hence the strip of white down the middle and the white tea lights and the white candle in the middle and such.
Alright, well, after our commercial break, in segment number 2, we will be talking about the altar.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Hold on one second.